Get him. Hit him with a pose. Yeah. Yo, what is up, guys? It's your boy back in the GNHD here, and welcome to another YouTube video. We are going to be updating our top 10 midfielders list. So we're talking about the center mids and the CDM. When we get to the top 5 is when I get to split it up. So I'm going to do the top 5 best CDMs in my opinion that are currently in the game, and the top 5 center mids in my opinion that are currently in the game. We are going to use Zizou as an example. So just something a lot of you guys ask, what skill point should I use? You can use anything other than passing, because passing is absolute dog shit in this game. The passing skill point just makes zero sense, especially if the player already has a lot of passing. If you want your center mid to play box to box, you'll more likely want to do physical for ball control, strength, and balance. Now, if you want your player to play more in the CDM roles, then obviously you want awareness, positioning, and vision. Exact same thing with the CDM. So you go defending if you want your players to play in the defensive role, and then you can go physical if you want them to be more offensive. But for CDMs, I always go defending because my CDMs are never box to box. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, we are going to get started into the list, starting with our number 10, which is going to be a CDM. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, our number 10 is going to be Frank Reichard. Now, it is the 104 Frank Reichard that I'm talking about simply because 4.5-star stamina. I know he does have the 3-star skills. Obviously, he's playing the CDM role. This version of the Reichard has the high work rate. I know he has the Winter Wonders version, which has a medium work rate. Now, if you're fine using that one, absolutely yes, go ahead and use it. But I'm only talking for the Ballon d'Or version. Super affordable card. Getting his rank 5 is an absolute must, especially being a Ballon d'Or card. A lot of cards have lost a lot of value, so getting these cards that are, lower overall than a 106, their rank 5s are an absolute must. Now moving on to our number 9, which is going to be a center mid. All right, ladies and gentlemen, number 9 is going to be Saku Fufana. Okay, so the 105 team of the season, Saku Fufana. So 4.5-star stamina, 4-star skills. A couple of years ago, this card was one of the biggest cards talked about, and he is back. He's an absolute great card, you guys. Standing at 6'1", super physical, super high strength. Going into his traits, he does have the high work rate. I could say he's another Yaya Toure pretty much, and then launch shot taker as well. Going into his transfer value, I believe his value will keep dropping, but getting his rank 5 is also an absolute must, and at least training 27. Now moving on to our number 8, which is going to be a center mid. Ladies and gentlemen, number 8 is going to be none other than Turam, or the Turam brother. Okay, so another card, super tall. I mean, boss in the midfield. You can absolutely see him, really quick, rapid, 4.5-star stamina. My only downside on this card, apart from his weak foot, would be his skill moves, but still a very brilliant card. His interceptions are very good. Going into his attributes, you can see his strength is also something to look forward to. One of the things I didn't really like too much about this card would be his agility. He is 6'4", so having super low agility, I don't know, but yeah, solid card, you guys. Very good defensively, playing that CDM role. Going into his traits, he does have the high work rate. He's more of a defensive center mid. Going into his transfer value, again, very affordable card, so getting his rank 5 is an absolute must. Okay, now moving on to our number 7. All right, ladies and gentlemen, number 7 is going to be Steven Gerard, the 108 Steven Gerard. 4.5-star stamina, 4-star skills. I haven't really used this card yet, just from what I'm hearing about him from some trusted sources. He looks very good, you guys. 6 foot, more of a box to box type center mid. So he's going forward and he's coming down. He can shoot. He has the agility. He can turn. Going into his traits, he does have the high work rate, long shot taker, long passer, playmaker, and outside of the foot shot. So he'll be absolutely amazing in that 3 midfield. You can run him as CDM if you want. Going into his transfer value, as he's a newer card of 108, he's very expensive. Would I recommend claiming him with shards? Absolutely not, because the event for the team of the season is still very fresh as this video is coming out. If you do pack him, if you're looking for a midfielder, then absolutely yes, you can rank him up and use him. There's nothing wrong with that. Just rank 4 or rank 5 would be the best way to go. Now moving on to our number 6. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Number 6 is going to be none other than Frank Lampard. Very similar to the Steven Gerrard card, so you can absolutely run either one of them. But if you do take a look, Frank Lampard is less defensive. I would consider this card not even a box-to-box, but more of an offensive center mid. 4.5-star stamina, 4-star skills. Looking at his, pace, his passing, his dribbling, great strength, great standing tackle. He has all of that. Going into his traits, he has the high medium work rate, long shot taker, and outside of the foot shot. And then going into his transfer value, if you are going to buy this card on the market, absolutely rank 4 or his rank 5 would be the best way to go. All right, boys. So now we're going to be moving into our top 5. For the top 5, we're going to do the top 5 best CDMs currently in the game, in my opinion, and then the top 5 best center mids currently in the game, in my opinion. Okay, we're going to be starting with the CDM, starting with our number 5. All right, ladies and gentlemen, number 5 for our CDM is going to be Andreas Pereira. Okay, so this card has absolutely grown on me for some reason. I didn't consider Pereira to be a CDM with the 5-star skills, but we're going to put him in the CDM role. He's absolutely a brilliant card, you guys. 4.5-star stamina, 5-star skills. No CDM ever has 5-star skills. And then from his defensive stats, he's looking more of a box-to-box type card, but he does very well in the CDM role. One downside on this card, as you can see, would be his height contributing to his strength. So if you are going to run this card, I wouldn't recommend running him at singular CDM. And then going into his traits, he does have the medium high, so flair, long passer, long shot taker, and playmaker. Going into his transfer value, he's not too expensive. We call this mid budget. So getting his rank 4 or his rank 5 would be the best way to go. Now moving on to CDM number 4. All right, ladies and gentlemen, number 4 for the CDM role is going to be none other than Michael Essien. I've recently came up against this card a couple of times, and guys, his interception is brilliant. His strength is so good. He's everywhere in the midfield. It's just insanely how, like, this card is actually insane. 4.5-star stamina, 3-star skills, as obviously he's a CDM. Going into his attributes, strength, interception, just standing tackle, just a brilliant card. Going into his trades, he does have the high work rate and the long shot taker. And then going into his transfer value, very affordable. One of the cheaper CDMs on the market, especially being a 107. So getting his rank 5 would be an absolute must. Now moving on to CDM number 3. All right, ladies and gentlemen, our CDM number 3 is going to be none other than Matteo Guendouzi. Once again, this card proves to me why he needs to be top 3 in the game currently. He's an absolute brilliant CDM. You can run him at singular, but I usually run him at dual CDM. He works better in the dual CDM. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I have ran him in singular, but dual, he absolutely performs. He's everywhere. Standing tackle is very good. He's 6'1", super physical, 4.5-star stamina, 4-star skills as well. And then he can also finish, but it has to be on his right foot though. Going into his traits, medium high work rate, and he does have the playmaker trait. So one of the only CDMs in games that has the playmaker trait. That is a natural CDM. Okay, going into his transfer value, as you guys can see, he is very affordable, cheap to the bones as a 106. So getting his rank 5 is an absolute must. Okay, now moving into our CDM number 2. All right, ladies and gentlemen, CDM number 2, a card that absolutely blew me away, is Frankie Young. This card is on my free-to-play account. This card, I used him on another account, another one of my friends' account, trying him out for the first time. Blew me out of the park. Great recovery. He is absolutely everywhere on the pitch. 4.5-star stamina, 4-star skills, pace, dribbling, shooting. This card can do it all, man. And he has the 4-star skills as well. His number 1 thing will probably be positioning and standing tackle. He's just great, and his recovery as well. Going into his traits, I know he has the high medium work rate, but he's an absolute blast of a CDM to use. I also run this card in a dual CDM. I don't know how well he does in singular CDM, but for dual CDM, he breaks the bank for me. Also going into his transfer value, very affordable card. His price is down to the bones, so getting his rank 5 is also an absolute must. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be moving into CDM number 1. Guys, number 1 CDM in the game currently is going to be none other than the team of the season 109, Emanuel Patit. Okay, so If you cannot afford this card, I forgot to mention, if you cannot afford the cards that I'm currently listing, you can use their previous version. Patit cards have never released a bad version. Okay, maybe the anniversary one with the medium work rate. But other than that, this card has released bangers after bangers after bangers. And currently, this is one of the best CDM in the game right now. So 5-star stamina, 3-star skills. Just going into his traits, not much needs to be said. High work rate, dodge and a tackle, launch shot taker. Now for this card, he is not on the market and you can only do him through the exchange. We're gonna downgrade him to his ultimate team of the year version. This one is on the market, so if you are able to afford that 109 version and you want to use it, absolutely go ahead. He's so worth it. Or if you are not able to complete that SBC, go ahead and get his ultimate team of the year. Still very broken card. Now we're going to be moving into our top 5 for our center mids, starting with our number 5. All right guys, so hear me out. I do keep bringing this card back and I keep bringing it back over and over because for some reason this HOL Yaya Toure is still his best version out yet. I'm not sure if EA are going to give him a team of the season. Maybe not, but for now, this is what we got. I'm not doing the Winter Wonders version because that one has the medium work rate. The League version also has medium work rate. If you already have those versions and they're performing well for you, continue to use those. This card is absolutely broken. 5-star stamina, 4-star skills. I do believe he got released earlier before his time. High work rate. All the traits in the book: playmaker, outside the full, flair, finesse, launch shot taker. The only downside I would say on this card is if you're going to do a step over exit or heel to heel, it's a bit slower than a lot of the newer cards out there. But everything else, standing tackle, he's very good at it. Getting him at rank 5 is an absolute must. There shouldn't even be a question of rank 4. Rank 5, training 30. That's the only way this card can compete with other cards that are currently being released. Now moving on to our center mid, number 4. All right, ladies and gentlemen, center mid number 4 is going to be none other than Jude Bellingham. And we're going to be talking about his ultimate team of the year version, but in the future, he is going to get a La Liga team of the season. But for now, this is the version we're talking about. I'm currently running his La Liga esports version, the free version you get for making purchases in this game. And this card has been nothing but wonders for me. He's been absolutely broken and I haven't even ranked him up. So 5-star stamina, 4-star skills, high work rate, dives and attack with flair. He's very explosive. The best thing I like about this card is his joystick dribbling. He's a lot silkier than a lot of the center mids in this game. He's always in the right spot at the right time, and his standing tackle is also very good. He doesn't have the transfer value, but if you are going to get his ultimate team of the year one, he's very affordable, so getting his rank 5 is an absolute must. Now moving into center mid number 3. All right, ladies and gentlemen, center mid number 3 is going to be none other than Zinedine Zidane. Pitch beats 1, 4.5-star stamina, 5-star skills. This card is absolutely amazing. So I've recently used this card as well. Very silky smooth, pretty much a box-to-box. I know Zizou is a cam, but with his center mid version, he is a box-to-box card. With me running the 352, I honestly use him as a CDM and he still works very well. Going into his traits, he has the high medium work rate, playmaker outside of the foot, long passer, and flair, also with the finesse shot trait. His transfer value, Zizou is one of the most popular cards in the game, so if you already have this card, I recommend trying to get him to a rank 5. Getting his rank 4 or his rank 5 would be the best way to go. Now moving on to our center mid number 2. All right, ladies and gentlemen, center mid number 2 is going to be Patrick Vieira. Now this card needs his flowers. Brilliant card, one of the best cards in FC Mobile center mids to this day. I know he is a CDM, but he has center mid versions, which I believe they do work out, even though he does have the 3-star skills. Now I do not use this version of his card. Is his Star Pass Ultimate Team of the Year one, and this card it just short of nothing but brilliant. He's one of the most meta cards, so if you were able to claim his Star Pass version, you have him on red rank. I would recommend trying to get him on rank 5. So 5-star stamina, 3-star skills. Going into his traits, medium high work rate, dives into tackle, and power header as well. So the only difference between this card and some of his other versions will probably be the work rate. Now without further ado, we're going to be moving into our number 1. All right, ladies and gentlemen, with Hullet getting a 109, it is confirmed he is getting a 109, and this video is going out before he gets that 109. That 109 is going to be the #1 and best card in the game. There's a bit of a difference when it comes to, you know, his work rate and such not. His 109 has high medium, okay, so it doesn't have high, it's going to have a high medium. His 109 version is going to be #1. Also, if you cannot afford the 109, you can use his 105 as well. His Ballon d'Or, still a very great card. Hullet is always super dominant in the game. 5-star weak foot, 5-star stamina, 4-star skills, and then going into his traits, he has the power header, playmaker. Some of his other versions have speed dribbler. I know the Euros one has speed dribblers, so if you want to use that one and it fits into your budget, Hullet has never had any bad card. Even with this version, I would recommend his rank 5 as well. His price did get cut in half, so really nice. Now boys, we're gonna go into our honorable mentions. So cards that are just missing out on the list that could absolutely be on the list, but I wanted to include some other cards so everyone can have something to use. Going into our honorable mentions, starting with our #1. All right, so honorable mention is going to be Claudio Marchio. Now that he can replace Gerard, he can replace Lampard. I was debating on whether to do that or not, but we'll give him honorable mentions for now because I still need to do more testing on this card. So 4.5-star stamina, 4-star skills, and then going into his attributes, he does fit into the Lampard, into the Gerard, all that category. High work rate as well, flair, long passer, or long passer and long shot taker. Going into his transfer value, getting his rank 5 is an absolute must. Now moving into our honorable mention #2, and honorable mention #2 is going to be none other than Park Ji-sung, the 107. Also need to do more testing on this card as well. Haven't really seen him in game. 5-star stamina, 3-star skills. His physical, his physical to high ratio, he's a little low on the physical aspect of its game. So yeah, he looks like he'll be very good on standing, tackle, and marking. High work rate, second win, doesn't really matter. I guess he can play the whole game, okay. Transfer value, he is a bit on the expensive side or mid-range side, so getting his rank 4 or his rank 5 would be the best way to go. Now moving on to our only honorable mention for the CDM for now. The only honorable mention for our CDM for now is going to be none other than Rodri. So the 107 ultimate team of the year, Rodri. I'm not sure if he's going to get a team of the season or not. Probably not, because we've already confirmed the Premier League team of the season. Sometimes he's very good, and then sometimes he's kind of inconsistent, so that's why he's getting honorable mention. Medium high work rate, long passer, long shot taker, and playmaker. Ballon d'Or Rodri version to me will probably be his best version because that's the one I enjoyed using the most. And then going into his transfer value, again, very affordable, so getting his rank 5 is an absolute must. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be it for our top 10 midfielders CDM center mids video. Make sure to drop a like and subscribe, and if you do want to see more content like this one, make sure to click this video here.